Good morning everybody and welcome back to my vlog. It is Monday bank holiday and I'm just off to the tip to dump some rubbish. I've already been to the gym. I got my first proper gym session for a couple of weeks done and dusted. I think as some of you know, I've been away on holiday on a cruise around the Canary Islands and I did use the ship's gym for what is termed a hotel workout, but it was fairly light sessions. Had a nice holiday. I've uploaded a montage of photos to YouTube as a short, but I didn't do any major vlogging at all. Weather was a little bit off, cloudy, we had some rain, a couple of nice days where we were able to sit on the deck and sunbathe, etc., and some nice trips. We went to Malaga, which was absolutely beautiful, really would like to go back, and we also went to Gibraltar. Historically very, very interesting, fascinating place, but I've got to be honest, the bits we saw I thought were a little bit scruffy, but there we go. The ship is an old ship but was refurbished a few years ago, looking tired in places I thought, but overall very clean. The crew were very friendly, the food was very good, and yeah, really nice relaxing time. So I've come back and I've had to hit the ground running because I think, as you know, on Wednesday I'm having solar panels installed, and then I'm also having major work done to the loft room. Now that's been put back to May, which in some respects is a bit of a relief, to be honest, because I was panicking a bit in terms of the amount of clearing out and reorganising I'd have to be doing. So this extra couple of weeks is going to help me, especially with reducing the stock levels of the eBay shop. Sales have been decent, but I've not been rushed off my feet, and I need to get the stock levels a lot further down than they are at the moment. But yeah, things are coming along, and so trip to the tip now. Then later on I've got someone coming to pick up a piece of furniture that I listed on Facebook Marketplace. I just let it go for free. I've done 3 pieces of furniture like that, and yeah, they've all gone. This is the 3rd bit that's gone, so that's more space created. And then I'm hoping this afternoon to get out into the garden. It is 2.5 degrees at the moment. It's very, very chilly, but it's supposed to warm up, and tomorrow we're supposed to have a really lovely day, I think, with a high of about 18 degrees, so I'm definitely going to get out into the garden, and I'm going to take you with me. So as you can see, there's several things that need doing. I think that piece of heather there is dead, very little life. The other 2 seem to be okay, though they're not really growing very much. And I've got some bits of dead leaf around here that need tidying up. He needs attaching back to his base. Then I've got the vine here. This is a Montana clematis that climbs up through the holly tree. That all needs tidying up. Then down here I've got a area of border that I really need to do something with. I was originally going to membrane it and cover it with shingle, but I've changed my mind, mainly because it is so uneven and so full of root that I wouldn't be able to get a level surface, and I just don't think it would look very good. So my plan is to get rid of the weeds, to cover it with bark chippings, and then to plant some ground cover that will eventually take over and help suppress the weeds. The main border at the back here isn't too bad because I weeded this the other week before I went on holiday. There are some leaves here that need to be picked up. But yeah, this is okay. I think there's a little bit of tidying up. There's some dead bits there that need to be taken away. And I need to tidy up this is a honeysuckle that's interfering with a climbing hydrangea, so that all needs to be tidied up. I need to tidy up this path at some point, but these are bluebells here, so I quite like them flowering, and then I'll take them up or do something with them afterwards. This old table has to be done something with. I've got some old glass from the greenhouse I used to have, which I was going to repair that with, but that's been like that for about 5 years and I've not done anything with it, so I'm not quite sure whether I should just put this on Marketplace and hope that someone can repair it and love it, or whether I'll actually get round to actually doing something with it. Down here I've got some ajuga there, and that I'm going to dig up, and I'm going to put it in that far border up there, because that is a very good ground cover plant. And I've got some lovely blossom on my plum tree. It looks like, if all this blossom comes to fruit, that I'm going to get another bumper harvest of plums. And then my mini rhodie is coming into flower. No, that's not a rhodie, is it? That's a azalea. What am I talking about? Oh no, it is a mini rhododendron. Oh dear, I don't know one plant from another. And I've got another roddy here, which is also coming into bud. I need to move up here. I've got all sorts of miniature trees and specimen trees and all sorts, which I need to move around to create more of a focal point. This is all a bit of a mess, really. And then I've got some smaller plots here that I need to do something with. And this, of course, is a dumping ground up here. I think you saw this on the last garden video that I filmed. Again, I need to sort this out and I need to do stuff with it. And then we've got a mess over here, which is bags of compost and other bits and pieces that I need to deal with. And yeah, I mean, it's actually not too bad. It just needs a bit of effort. I've got some dead bits that I need to pull out. The old ferns and stuff, I just need to tidy that up. But and then I need to get some plants and fill some gaps. The camellia is still looking lovely, though it's been a bit rain damaged. And I've got things coming into bud. And actually, in the sunshine here, it's quite warm. This is rather nice. So possibly tomorrow afternoon, if it is 18 degrees, I'll be able to get the cushions out for the bench at the back there and be able to sit outside for a while. But in the meantime, I've got work to do, so I better get on and do it. Right, so there we go. This is the first part of it done. I've 2 bags of bark chippings, and I've transplanted some of the ground cover, ajuga. I've got more on order, and I've also got more different colours to it. I've got some green as well as the dark red. They don't show up very much at the moment, but of course when they spread they will. The bark will of course decompose slowly, but it will act as a weed suppressant while the ground cover takes effect. And then I've got more more bark or on order, which I will do up here. So all of this bed from the decking all the way down to the back border will be chipped with bark. I got rid of some of the foxgloves. I think you probably saw me pull some up. They spread and are very, very easily, so I'm not too bothered about letting some of them go. So, and my intention is, I've got to drill holes in that yet, but my intention is to place that pot there, and I've bought a shrub for it that I'm waiting to be delivered. I think it's another Acer. I can't actually remember what I've bought, but I will drill holes in that tomorrow, fill it with compost so that it doesn't blow away, and yeah, I think that'll be quite a nice make something of the area here. I'm sorry the sun's a bit bright, but it's tidied it up, and that's what I wanted. So when the other bark comes, I'll do the rest of that border, and then that'll be all that nicely done. The path here is a bit manky. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, to be honest. I'm going to put some dahlias in this pot. I think I've got some dahlia tubers in the garage that need to be planted, so I should probably do that in the next couple of days. And then this decking is going to be replaced in May. It's rotten, and I think I'm going to have composite decking. Not quite sure how well the subframe has stood up, but it feels pretty solid, so I'm hoping that doesn't have to be replaced. So yeah, this is going to be composite decking up here, much more weatherproof and resilient, and of course it's not as slippy as this stuff is if it gets wet. And then just down here I've got this path to weed and tidy up, and oh, I'm knackered now. I think I'm going to have a rest, have a cup of tea. Toby, off! What do you think you're doing? I'm going to have a cup of tea, a little rest, then I'm going to take Toby for his afternoon walk. I need to get the rubbish out of these water features too, which I will do at some point. Oh, the fill, that's just got dead leaves in, and the other one in the corner over there has got a lot of algae. So there we go. Oh, I'm quite waxed now. Another workout after this morning's workout. Look at the way the sun is hitting the red stems of the Acer in the corner there. Isn't that lovely? And then of course I've got the red stems of the dogwood here too, which is now just coming into leaf. Lovely. Lovely. It's a lovely garden once it gets going. But of course this is the start of the year. Right, I shall speak to you later. Well, good afternoon. It's several days later actually, and I'm just going to show you the things I've done in the garden. So I have moved the Lutyens bench and the 2 side tables onto the patio and off the gravel area here, and I've popped, these are salix trees, I've popped those behind with something else there, and these are fuchsias, and they look a bit sad at the moment, but you can see that they're beginning to go into bud. So it was very sensible of me to overwinter them in the conservatory, I think. And there's the box balls there. And I've got a little stand over here, which I'm going to put pots of plants on later on in the coming month. I shall use that to display potted plants, annuals and so on. Round here I've not done very much yet. These look to be some lilies. I thought there was something else, to be honest, but they are most definitely lilies, I think, and they're just coming into flower. So moving down here, I'm going to have to repot these two rose trees. The pots are too small. I haven't got anything to put them in, so I'm going to have to find something bigger. And I've begun to group these around too, just to make more of a show. In here I've got some dahlia corms from last year, which I've overwintered in the utility room, and they were beginning to sprout, so I've planted them in there, and I've got another tub of them over there. So yeah, everything's in bud, as you can see, and some is coming into leaf. I've still got that area down there to tidy up, and I've got some tidying up to do over there. And then I think this specimen is dead. I see no life. A lot of the branches are now very brittle and break off very easily, so that is going to have to come out, and I'm going to have to find something else to put there. And then this black tub that I've got here is going to go behind the bench here, and I'm going to plant something in it, not quite sure what, but it's going to frame, could be a nice back frame to the seating area there. And then I've got these two, these are quite cheap solar lights, but when they come on in the evening, they are beautiful. The patterns that you see in the fretwork metal cases, it's lovely. They just make beautiful patterns all over the patio and everywhere else. The table and chairs here and this bench and the side tables are going to be coated in some sort of tough sealant, I think, to preserve the wood, because the covers that I used are now at the dump because they failed miserably over winter. They just blew all over the place. So I'm going to I'm going to give up on covers. It's too windy. And then I've got a small roddy here that's come into flower, which is lovely. You can see the blossom on the plum tree here. It's absolutely glorious. I'm going to have to start eating the plums from last year because it looks like I'm going to have another bumper crop, judging by the amount of blossom on here. It's a Victoria plum. Beautiful, beautiful plums. And then along here, everything's coming along nicely. I have put wood chip down as a ground cover, and I've done it here as well. All the way along here now is wood chips. Some of it has landed on the pavement, and these little sort of blue edging things I found, I knew I had them somewhere, and it's a temporary solution just to keep the wood chip off the path as far as possible. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here, to be honest, because it's quite difficult to get the edging in straight, and there's like a ledge going underneath from the path, so it causes problems. But I think it looks a lot tidier with the wood chip down. And I've got the tub here. I'm still waiting for a delivery from Gardening Express, and I've got a specimen, I think it's an Acer, to put in there. So that's nice and tidy. I think that'll look nice there actually. I like the sort of Chinese style tub. And you can see I've got some cowslips down there, and then the hellebores, and things are coming back. I'm not sure about the jasmine. That looks dead to me. I'll have to investigate that later. We've had quite a blustery day here today and quite a lot of rain. You can see up there it's still very heavy. And we're going to have more rain later, I think. So I've got, this is looking quite nice with the spurge. I can never remember what that is. But it has a nice pink flower to it. And then I need to sort out this area here, which I've not really looked at yet. I'm waiting for a quote from my builder to replace the decking. I think he's got a price, but he forgot to, when he came round to see me in the week to discuss what's going to happen with the loft room, he'd forgotten to bring his notebook. But yeah, it's going to be composite. I'm not having timber again. It's just too hard to maintain. And then we've just got this bit here. You can see here this acer tree, this beautiful acer tree is coming into flower. This is a quince, which is no blossom on it this year. I had some blossom last year. I had a couple of quince develop, but I never came to anything. And then this is an ornamental cherry up here, which is just coming into blossom. And then here is an apple tree. No blossom on here yet, although I can see something happening. So it looks like this is a Cox's apple. So hopefully, I got a crop last year, so hopefully I'll get a crop again this year. And then I've got some tidying up to do down here. So there we go. So that's what I've done so far. The weather isn't great for the next week or so, but I'm hoping I can get out again, perhaps Tuesday or Wednesday, and do a little bit more. I would really like to tidy this area up a bit better to make it more presentable. Right, that's that. I'm going to go and have some tea.